At the TC10K, and it looks like a few runners for you won't be in this race, and so you're looking to win it, and you're looking to take the course record. You have a personal best that's approximately 32:33.
32:33. Yeah, that was March a year ago on a nice course called Azalea Trail Run down in Mobile, Alabama. So that was a big PR for me. My previous PR was on the track from when I was 18 years old, 32:51. So, and I went through 5K because there was a woman who's an Olympian, Janet Cherubon-Bachem. She was still ahead of me at the 5K mark, but I went out sort of with the field trying to, a little over my head, trying to be as competitive as possible. So I almost PR'd en route in the 5K as well. I went through 15:55. And 15:42 is my track 5K PR. So I was raring to go then, and I'd say my fitness is not too far off of that.
You ran the Vancouver Sun Run as a bit of a workout, knowing that Risper Gasaba was there.
Yeah, she's really, really competitive, and for me, being an academic, I like to study the field and know what I'm up against, because that's how you can, finish the highest position for the effort that you're putting in, and really make the most of the day. And also, when you race as much as I do, wanting to not always dig in the well, so that you can come back and put in good training and progress while also racing frequently. So I had known Risper just, I believe it was 2 weeks prior at a race I had run before down in New Orleans called Crescent City Classic. Had run, I believe, a 31:53 and on the roads, and I knew, and of course somewhat comparable time-wise to the Sun Run, was a little bit outside of my wheelhouse. So I let her go, and Natasha was bold. She chased her down early, and the third place girl, Jane, who had won this race twice, went with them. So I was hoping some of them would come back to me, from going with Risper early, but they, held pace, and both of them, Jane and Natasha, ran fantastically.
Now, you said your spring goals coming up, you're on the fence going a couple different directions. You might want to play with middle distance, and then of course you've moved up to the marathon. I think last year you ran a 2:37.
Yeah.
So you're still on the fence because are you not sure about your marathon capability at this moment?
Well, there's so much that can go wrong in the marathon, right? And my first marathon, I didn't hit it right. I think I made many of the mistakes, almost all of them, which I think is a good learning curve for next time. I had a 9-minute positive split. I think I overcooked it going in, which was the big thing. I think I was ready to run my fastest marathon in July because I put in over 14, 22 plus mile long runs when hammering the last half, when probably 4 would have sufficed. So for me, just the notion of I don't need to freak out and do this perfect marathon training block, just keeping things somewhat similar for when I prepare for a half marathon, just elongating things, slightly longer long runs, slightly longer tempo runs, and just being relaxed. So for me, I do think improving my speed will ultimately help me for the marathon as well. So if I feel like from my road races, the moment I'm ready to go under 32 for the 10K, my plan is to step on the track. But if the feedback says I'm not quite ready to go under 32, which is what it takes to get the World Championship A standard, I would like to do another marathon to get experience. Timeline-wise, probably Grandma's is the one that comes to mind, so it could go either way. And then definitely a fall marathon. And I have a couple on the mind for that, whether it be Berlin, Chicago, or I was even talking to some people because it is on the timeline. There's one out here in Victoria, same timeline. So I have a couple on mind, just ironing out the details for.
Yeah, the one here is called the Good Life Fitness Victoria Marathon. It has a marathon with it as well as an 8K road race. But Duluth hosts Grandma's, am I correct?
Yeah, which is, because I really like the timeline now with the progression of my fitness. For, if the 10K is there, I'll step on the track, but for me, it's not too dissimilar, the training, because I've always been sort of endurance-y, just throwing in a few extra longer runs, and I can translate my 10K fitness into marathon fitness. So if I'm not ready for the track, a late spring, you know, early summer one would be ideal for me. And then definitely a fall one, because I want one more shot, preferably even 2 more shots.
So when would you make that decision about whether you can target 32 minutes or below on the track to qualify for Worlds?
May 19th is one I have on the brain. If I think I'm ready to go under 32 on May 19th, I'll enter a mixed 10K at Icon Stadium and grab my qualifier then. So I have everything planned out for, am I going to take Route A for the track, which I ideally would. You know, I'd like my speed to be there. And if I'm not feeling it's there, because my stamina tends to be strong, and I do think the marathon is inevitably a stronger event than the 10K. But right now, my biggest niche is the half marathon, which I'm pretty well prepared for, which enables me to straddle the fence. Because if I really feel my strongest skill is the half marathon, I can pretty comfortably go 10K or marathon, which isn't a bad place to tread water and still be able to race on the roads and make an income, because you know, there's not much in the means of you know, prize money on the track. So it gives me a good amount of versatility being able to race on the roads. Yeah, 6 days after TC, I'll do a 10K that's just a couple miles from where I coach on a Saturday, and then fly out after that, and in the morning do Bloomsday. 12K, yep.
And then what's after Spokane for you?
It's actually probably my strongest event. It's an oddball distance, but it's the U.S. Championship for 25K.
You've run that before, haven't you?
Yeah, and actually, like, en route, I have like my like half marathon PR, and in that race, I wasn't too far off of the national record, but that's because the woman Janet Cherbon-Baucom in that race beat me for the national record. She was 12 seconds ahead of me. So I've never won a U.S. road championship, so hopefully this year I can do it in the 25K. Because I don't know, I really feel comfortable at those distances, sort of half marathon up to 20 miles before you hit the area of hitting the wall and having to plan for the marathon. So it's down my alley, and hopefully that will come together well. Yeah, I guess I'll see how TC 10K goes on Sunday. That will give me good feedback for how ready I think I am.